Alright, so took a nice 2 hour trade here. Model 4 again. So, yeah, and it seems like we actually kind of called the top here, which is also which is pretty good, which definitely helps if your overall bias is bearish and take a bearish Model 4. But this doesn't really matter if you're taking Model 3s and Model 4s. But let me just go over the trade and the overall day that we had. Was pretty chaotic um, and kind of hard to read too. So yeah, overall, first what I've seen was three. We had three highs. Oh, not three highs, but we had like 3 points, um, which were enough to um, actually create a trend. Oops, actually create a trend and all that stuff. Now, what I've kind of seen was that this trend looks wrong. Like, I would not draw it like this. I would draw it like here, like this. Will make way more sense to me. And so I kind of went and investigated this, and I was actually correct, at least some degree. Here we put it at the extreme point here. This should give us a pretty good trend. I don't know, for some reason if I extend it to here, it just gives me a horizontal one. So that's why, like, your intuition, your common sense, I would say, is so important, because yeah, the computer also can do something that is not in your liking. So overall, as you can see, we are the upper half at the upper limit. So obviously gives me a little bit more push to being bearish today. And yeah, overall I was actually looking for a buy because I thought there was a Model 8 and we were gonna continue to the 50%. But in this case, yeah, I changed my mind and we took a sell. So yeah, we just took a Model 4 here then. Overall, we had a lot of trades that I could have taken. Now I will probably go over these, yeah, in that video, because that's a great learning for myself to really keep that in my head. Um, okay, so first of all, I'm gonna leave this how it is, even though it's not how I originally thought. But overall, as you can see, push up here. Then, kind of like something that I'm working on is a new model. Maybe not a new model, but I'd say a new point of interest that works pretty well. As you can see, it actually really rejected off that. Oh, voice crack. Rejected off that and pushed up, which is just to be safe, that if price breaks a trend line, what's going to happen is it's probably going to go to the 0.382 level at least. Now, originally I was dealing with the 50% or the 45%, was experimenting with that a little bit, and yeah, it did not work out quite well, at least in the first few trades. Obviously, these are not trades that, or this is not enough data. You need to have dozens, if not hundreds of trades to be really comfortable saying that it's profitable or not. But um, in this case, what I would say is for most of the time after break, price will retrace to this level here of the previous range. Okay, so that's why I um, thought we were going to be bearish, and I marked out some trades that I could have taken but did not, but all hit my TP. So that would have been a good one. First was this one, which was a horizontal break. Then Model 8 into that area of interest, or area of interest of reversal. Because it's a horizontal trend, I was not completely sure how I should deal with. I'm still figuring it out how I should deal with that 50 still in the trend overall, because normally when prices when the trend is steep or just has an angle to it, um, so it's going up or down. I would normally wait till the 45 is outside of the previous trend, so it can really retrace. That's what I've just seen in the couple of last couple of weeks or months happening. And so yeah, that's why I did not take it. Otherwise, I probably would have taken that. And this is just a target of there's just the 100% of this trend here. So double that, and then you have that down there. As you can see, it rejected perfectly off of that. And also why I choose this target was because, as I said previously, from here, which was the 50 prices or the 50% 45 is not outside of the trend, but if you put it here, it's almost, I would say. So this is the target where price would go, I'd say at least, excuse me, and then retrace. But yeah, so that's kind of like the trade that I could have taken. But as I said, and as you probably kind of see, it was a little bit an experiment. Would have been more of an experiment than a real proper trade execution. Second trade, just a funny limit order. See price was overextending here pretty much and pretty heavily. So limit order after some reaction, could have put that here, maybe I don't know that put that to the 45 or so, and yeah, target the whatever the upper limit or almost the upper limit, something like this. But still far away from limit orders. No, that's not true, but it's like sniper entries of levels. Um, Now, as you can see, when we are overextended, you could also obviously have a Model 3. Now, really the only reason why I did not take it was, I don't know why I didn't do that, but was because we overextended too much. I'm only comfortable with taking these in one trend, right? One copy trend. However, we overextended, I believe, actually 50% even more, so 150% overextension. No, that's not true, 125. But this is no problem. I took I took trade today, which also overextended, but I had some thinking, or I did some thinking. I think you say that, or I just thought a little bit, rethought that everything, and then yeah, I came to the conclusion it makes no sense. Um, because this is just when the more price overextends, the more it wants to reverse. So the more it overextends, the more it's probable that we have a good trade. Um, well, I would not say that, but you get what I'm saying. And yeah, definitely could have taken that, no problem. So the problem is from where do we draw that? I'm still not on 100% sure whether I should do that. Probably from here, I would guess. Then you could enter here, but the problem is you would only then get to put your TP around here. So yeah, in general would have not been such an easy trade. That's why I did not take it. So these were two experiments. This one is more likely to, or this would have been a good one. This is just more of like not all criteria are met, so I'm a little bit more careful. Okay, now we come to the actual trade. Um, I have so many things on the chart, man, and also some sick. You can maybe hear a little bit of my voice. So, but yeah. Um, so as you can see, we have a trend here. Oh, that's text tool, man. This is not such a nice trend, but I went to the well, 15 minute, I think, whatever, and just told myself that this is still a good trend. Like, I just drew that up, and as you can see, that's actually a pretty good trend. Um, this is actually a pretty good trend, and we have some good connection points here. So I would definitely count this first if you don't have that Might look a little bit weird, but you can clearly see that we have kind of like, oops, that's not correct, kind of like a upper and lower limit here, and then we have that massive overextension. As you can see here, these are levels there and there. So that's definitely a good trend overall. Also because my bias was bearish, I was more comfortable taking that. Well, let me just draw that up here again, so you can see that. Yeah, that's about how I would draw it. I think it's a little bit bigger than how I drew it. Okay, that's actually way freaking. That's pretty weird. Wait, let me just here. I think I drew it like that. So yeah, that's actually probably the correct way to draw it. Yeah. Okay. Another learning for me. That's why I'm doing these videos. So put it to the first 3 points, and then if it breaks that, then this is just a new trend. Okay. But as you can see, this is the valid. It comes in and reacts to that, then it reacts to, okay, it overextends, but there's a lot of volume here, so that's okay. Um, so what you do is you double that, and you can see we are at the upper half. Upper half. We are actually at the upper limit here of that. So 100% extension. And then yeah, I just waited for that break to occur, and just entered really shortly after that. So my entry was around here. After that candle closed, I immediately entered. My stop loss above here. Now I would have waited for retracement, which it did here, when we would have really just banged down like crazy. But in this case, I was comfortable with taking it, but then it retraced at the 50% extension, and then we reacted after that 786 level. So yeah, kind of yeah, it was not that easy to watch. Actually, I was a little bit nervous, not nervous, but a little bit uncomfortable with that. So, but yeah, overall played out very nicely. TP at the 45, a little bit above it actually, so probably like 43%. Okay, okay, I think I think I have my, yeah, it was here. Okay, so 1.8 RR trade. Actually 1.75 probably, something like this. I thought it was a 2RR, but yeah. And yeah, that's all I got to say on MAQ. It's MAQ actually is also pretty interesting. Oh shoot, that actually dropped like crazy. Wow, we can actually look for a Mal 3. No, Mal 4, excuse me. A Mal 4. We overextended 3 times, as you can see. So technically, what you could do is, what I could have done actually is to take that off the break here. Oops. Take it here. TP there at the limit here. Let me see how that plays out. But um, overall, I was being bullish. I thought we were gonna break that actually. Oops. Because we had a Mal 4 occurring, but this could be just a retracement, then we break this. But this is just higher time frame, so you cannot take a trade on that, except you want to hold it through the night and all that stuff. But still didn't even break it, so I might take a, no, I won't take a big trade on that. I will just ride the wave here. Overall, we're ranging sideways a little bit to the downside actually, but I was thinking about taking this Mal 3 down there. Oh, that's actually not that nice, but um, thinking about taking a Mal 3. Let me just think why I did not take that. I think I should have taken this. Yeah. Oh yeah. Actually, I marked that out. Also, I can remember now. Now I was actually almost entering, but the reason why I didn't was because we were kind of. I think the trend was a little bit different. We were a little bit closer to. This high was a little bit closer to this lower limit or this upper limit, whatever you can call it. So it's told myself, you know what, I'm probably not gonna take that just to be safe because I don't want to risk that we're just gonna break through it, and we already made the retracement. But what I did then was, in case of a reversal retracement, I marked that out, put a buy tool here, a long tool, whatever, and have my TP at this upper limit, as you can see, almost. Uh, Before we hit it, we retraced down and then hit it eventually. So I would have had my stop loss around here. And yeah, it would have been a break-even trade because I normally move my stop loss to break-even after we hit 75%. So would have been a break-even trade anyways. But yeah, normally this would have been a good trade, so I should have entered actually, and I'm sure the win rate on these would have been good if I took that over and over again. But eventually, then what we had here was another. No, that was not a good trade, as I said before. That, um, anyways, that was actually the trend here, so that's even not even correct. But this could have been a mall 3. And oh, there's so many things on the chart again. All these trend channels, man. Holy moly. Delete everything here. And yeah, we overextended also into that 50. So that wouldn't have not been a Model 4, it would have been solely Model 3 with the confirmation or the level of the Model 4, 50% extension. Uh, and so that could have been a good trade and it would have been a win. Now it just almost would have stopped me out with, I mean, my stop loss would have been here, right? So would have almost stopped me out. So that would have not been funny to hold, not at all. I would have probably already accepted my fate here, but this case it would have gone to my TP. Oh, and actually hit it, so that's also a good one. Good confirmation and 3 times overextended, probably like 500% overextended here. Um, but that doesn't make any sense to really to copy these trends till it's at a level because that's very very how to say it, very unprecise. There's no way you can actually have that very nice. All you know is okay. After that, 50% here. If you copy that, 50%. This is all kind of like red. So this is all the reversal zone. And it can also obviously drop way further. But yeah, today and yesterday is all been reversals. No no pro trend trades here, only contra trend trades, which is fine. Which is fine, man. Like very comfortable taking these. But yeah,